Mr. Speaker, I rise today in strong support of H.R. 5746, the Freedom to Vote, John R. Lewis Act. As President Biden made clear in his speech in Atlanta on Tuesday, the time to act to protect the right to vote and the very essence of our democracy is now. And the bill we are considering today meets the gravity of this moment. H.R. 5746, Mr. Speaker, combines two pieces of legislation vital to ensuring every American has free, equitable, and secure access to the ballot: the Freedom to Vote Act and the John R. Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act, the latter of which critically also includes the Native American Voting Rights Act. Together, Mr. Speaker, these bills will combat the wave of voter suppression laws we see enacted in states all across the country following the Supreme Court's decision in Shelby County versus Holder, a decision that undermined the essential pre-clearance protections of the Voting Rights Act. Actions which accelerated at an alarming rate following the unprecedented voter turnout in the 2020 elections. Rather than responding to increased voter participation with welcoming arms and pro-voter policies, states have instead been enacting laws that roll back access and aim to erect roadblocks to the ballot box. Despite a 2020 election that election security experts said was the most secure in American history, according to the Brennan Center for Justice, 19 states have enacted 34 restrictive voting laws in the last 12 months. The time, Mr. Speaker, to act is now. Voter suppression and discrimination are alive and well. It is our duty, and firmly within our constitutional powers as a Congress, to protect the rights of the voter and ensure equal access to the franchise. This bill, Mr. Speaker, does just that. It sets nationwide standards for access to early voting. It promotes voter registration through automatic voter registration, same-day voter registration, and online voter registration. It gives every voter access to no-excuse absentee voting, protects the security of our election infrastructure and our precious election workers. It addresses the rising threat of election subversion, puts an end to partisan gerrymandering, curbs the torrent of dark money flooding our politics. Yes, it restores the critical protections of the 1965 Voting Rights Act, and it protects the right to vote for Native American voters. We must set an example as a democracy and encourage. Mr. Speaker, we must encourage rather than suppress voter participation in our electoral process. This legislation is critical. It is so critical to protecting our democracy. I encourage all of my colleagues, Democrat and Republican, to support this bill. I reserve the balance of my time.